Buenos dias, good morning, hola, hola, hola. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. And if you are watching me on the Coach Marty Angel YouTube channel, welcome, gracias. Remember to hit that subscribe bell so that you know when I drop a new episode. But today, mujeres, we are going to talk about the power of SEO, search engine optimization, how you as a mujerpreneur can boost your online presence and grow your business. That's critical because a lot of us don't really know. We've heard SEO, keywords. We've heard a lot of those. But really knowing what it is can actually help you boost your business. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome, hola. Welcome to today's episode on Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. My name is Marty Angel y soy su anfitriona. That's such a powerful word in Spanish, you know. I am your host. But in Spanish, anfitriona, man, that sounds like big, you know, like, like you're a big person, right? But anyway, let's get back to it. We will be discussing in this episode the best online practices for mujerpreneurs, right? Especially if you're just starting out. So if you are what I call a fledgling mujerpreneur, or you're thinking about it, maybe you are a wannabe mujerpreneur. Either way, you came to the right place. And a reminder, there are no coinkydinks in this world. Hola, bienvenidas al podcast de hoy. Mi nombre es Marty Ángel y en este show y este episodio estaremos hablando sobre las mejores prácticas en línea para ustedes, las mujerpreneurs que están comenzando su negocio o a lo mejor están queriendo crecer el negocio. So as many of you know, the world of entrepreneurship can be challenging, ¿verdad? It is, and it is really challenging, and it's even more challenging for us, the Latinas, whatever, the Latine, whatever you want to identify, the BIPOC woman. You know, I have a friend who says she's everything. She's, everything, Latina, bilingual, and BIPOC. And so it's like, okay, so if you are facing challenges, especially for you that are just starting out and maybe you're not really sure what to do next or how to go about it, it can be overwhelming. I know. I've been there. You know, it's overwhelming to navigate the different aspects of building a successful online presence. And then on top of that, make sure it's SEO, right? And it's like, say what? Yeah. So it's search engine optimization. So search engine optimization basically means that you've got to make sure that you're crossing your I's and you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's so that you get the most out of your feed, right? So search engine optimization is often one of the most confusing and most intimidating, especially for us that are mujerpreneurs. And we're like, hey, I just want to run my business, okay? I don't want to have to do all of this. What's an engine? And what's a search engine and all of that? But don't worry, mujeres, don't worry. By the end of this podcast, you will have a solid understanding of SEO, and I'm going to share with you some best practices you can use to implement to improve your online visibility. That's so important, to improve your online visibility. No se preocupen, no se preocupen. Al final de este podcast tendrán una sólida comprensión de SEO y las mejores prácticas que pueden implementar para mejorar su visibilidad en línea. So let's talk now about what is SEO and why is it important. In simple terms, SEO is the practice of optimizing your website and your online content to improve its visibility and ranking on engines like Google, Bing, things like that. So you want to make sure they're like little spiders, right? And so little spiders, you want to make sure you give them something to feed off of so that they kind of crawl in and pull your content out and show it to more people. So, en español, primero hablaremos de qué es SEO. ¿Y por qué es tan importante? En términos simples, SEO es la práctica de optimizar su sitio web y el contenido en línea para mejorar tu visibilidad y el ranking en los motores de búsqueda como Google, ¿verdad? So, search engine, motores de búsqueda. I think that's so funny. So, but anyway, let's talk about why is this important for you, mujerpreneur? ¿Por qué es importante para ti? Como mujerpreneur, es importante because studies show that Latinas are one of the fastest growing demographics of entrepreneurs in the United States. And this is... Hola, hola, hola. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. This is a podcast for the mujerpreneur where we get raw and real about going from surviving to thriving in our life and our negocios. Bienvenidas. Yo soy Marti Ángel, Latina Biz Coach, also known as the Empowering Latina Coach. Y yo soy su anfitriona para este show. I am your host for this show. Let me just remind you, though, that there are no coincidences in this world. There's no other reason other than you are meant to hear the message today. That's why you are here today. So I invite you to sit back, open your mind, open your heart to allow yourself to be empowered, motivated, and moved into action as you listen today. Quiero recordarles que no hay coincidencias en este mundo. Este mensaje que vas a escuchar hoy es porque lo debes de escuchar. Este es mensaje para ti. Again, I am Marty Angel, and I just want to remind you que a veces hablamos español, sometimes we speak Spanglish, and sometimes we speak English. But as a Latina Biz Coach, it is my passion to work with the underserved, underprivileged, and underrepresented. But it is my purpose, mujeres, to help you, the Latina, bilingual and BIPOC mujerpreneur, gain clarity and focus on who you serve so you can up-level from brick and mortar to click and order and to begin to rock your six figures so that you can live your best life. I would love to be your coach, but today we have a message for you. Este podcast es para la mujer emprendedora donde nos ponemos reales acerca de lo que hemos pasado, sobrevivido y prosperado para salir adelante en nuestra vida y en nuestros negocios. Hoy este mensaje es para ti. So let's get to it. Hoy vamos a escuchar este mensaje. Vamos de una vez. Stat from 2022. So by optimizing your online presence, chicas, chulas, hermosas, you can reach a wider audience and increase your chances of actually having success inside your business. Acuérdense, al optimizar su presencia en línea, tú vas a poder llegar a una audiencia más amplia y incrementar tus posibilidades de éxito. So that's important. Now let's dive into the best practices for SEO. The first thing you should focus on, and I hate to use the word should because I'm always saying don't should all over yourself, right? Because what should does energetically is just throw us back into the past and relive those bad feelings. So the first thing you can focus on is your website structure and content, okay? You want to make sure your website is easy to navigate and that your content is well organized and relevant to your target audience. The same thing goes for your post on social media because that's not only going to make it easier for visitors to find what you're looking or what they're looking for, but it's also going to improve your ranking on search engines. For example, this is where the disconnect happens a lot. So people will have a website and then, my coaches will ask me to work with them. And I always ask for the website. So I go and I look at their website and I also, do some inside my coaching program. I do some free, not just looking at the bio, but actually looking at your Instagram feed, and I do some analytics for you, and I take a look at that and say, okay, here's a problem. And I want to share with you what happened most recently. So I had one woman, and she wanted me to look at her website. So I asked for her website and I asked for her social media. And mind you, I'm not a technical person, but I was mostly just reading how easy. I was clicking all over how easy, making sure that everything was clickable, that was supposed to be clickable, and what it said, and what picture did it paint on who she was. And then I went to her social media, and what she was posting on social media was not congruent with her website. So that's where the disconnect happens. A lot of times, you'll post on social media, and nowadays, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not really necessary to have an elaborate, big website anymore. I mean, one-pagers are just as good now. But it's really important that you find that there's not that disconnect happening, that your social media is also who you are on your website. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that and on my upcoming masterclass, which you're invited. It's a free masterclass for ChatGPT for beginners and for parents. This is an important artificial intelligence informational type of seminar. And if you are even remotely interested in coming to this seminar, and it is virtual, and you will get the replay, sign up. Drop me a DM. I'll also leave a link if you're watching me on the YouTube channel. I'll leave a link down below this so that you can actually sign up and learn a little bit more about the ChatGPT, about artificial intelligence and how that's changing our world, okay? But let's get back into SEO. Another important of SEO is keyword research. Oh my goodness. When I was starting out as a blogger, and I haven't blogged in about a year, but when I was starting out as a blogger, I learned all about keyword research. And keyword research is really important, especially now. Instagram was saying that they're focusing more on keywords. So it's important that you understand keywords. Es importante que el aspecto de SEO es como una investigación de palabras claves, ¿verdad? Keywords, como les decimos. So what this does is it involves identifying the keywords and the phrases that your target audience is searching for. And that way you can incorporate them into your website's content. So for example, if somebody's looking for a Latina biz coach, I need to make sure that keyword Latina or key phrase Latina biz coach is plastered all over my website, right? So you've got to do some keywords, and there are many tools available, some free, some for pay, on how to do keyword research. And the one that I use is the Google Keyword Planner. So I, highly recommend that as well. But let's get back to it. Once you've identified your target keywords, it's important to use them strategically. Avoid stuffing your content, though, with keywords. This is not one of those scenarios where more is better, right? As this can actually hurt your ranking. I so often see women that are MujerPreneurs that are coming up with ideas for their website, and they're like, oh, let's put this keyword in. Oh, let's put this keyword. And imagine you've got keywords are like sugar. Okay. Sugar in when you're baking a cake. You put too much sugar, it's like, right? So don't put so many keywords, but have some key keywords, because too many will hurt your ranking. So instead, use them naturally. How would you speak? How would you read? And strategically inside your headlines, your subheadings, and throughout your content. Now, as I said before, nowadays, you can even get help with ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. It's out there to help you get some nice keywords and to really redevelop what it is you're saying and get in there and change it and make it SEO. But one of the most important factors in SEO is link building. Now, this is important. When you're a blogger, it's not about just blogging and writing what you want. It's about reaching out to people it's about collaboration. Mujeres tienen que trabajar juntas, tienen que saber trabajar juntas. You need to learn how to collaborate. One of the factors that is most important is those link creations so that you can collaborate, and maybe you're talking about something and somebody else sells that something, and then you can put in a link and they will do the same thing. They will, talk about something on their blog and they'll backlink it back to you. And it's important that we, get those links and we backlink and we share the links, right? Uno de los factores más importantes en SEO es la construcción de los enlaces. Es importante que siempre trabajen juntas. So this involves getting, like I said before, other websites to link back to your website, your blog, whatever it is that you're doing, your podcast, if it's online, which can significantly improve your ranking on search engines. Critically important, mujeres. Really important. There are many ways to build links, such as guest blogging, guest podcasting, participating on online communities, and creating high quality content that people want to share. Now, one of the checks and balances is that I do for my coaching clients for inside the group coaching. I do one-on-one. Somebody asked me, do you do one-on-one coaching? I do one-on-one, but mostly the one-on-one is reserved for my network marketing team, although there is an opportunity to do that with me. But I really love to share inside the group coaching program, which is really affordable. It just makes it, if you're starting out as a business, it's important for you to realize that maybe a coaching group is where you can make your inroads to growing your business and you get input from everybody else. So in a community, similar to my coaching program, that way it's still small. You don't want something that's really big, so it's still small enough. And that's where you pay to play, right? So it's important to optimize your website for mobile devices as well. Una de las cosas que les quiero impartir es que también es importante optimizar su sitio web para los celulares, todas las cosas móviles, ¿verdad? Es importante. More and more, people are accessing the internet from their mobile devices, whether it's their phone, their iPad, and search engines like Google tend to prioritize mobile-friendly websites in their rankings. So you want to make sure that your website is mobile-friendly as well. And so it's important for us to really think about, okay, SEO, it can help me, and if you do it right, it's free, and you can stylize it, create it, and do what you need to do in order to get more eyes on your content. But lastly, let's talk about this. Lastly, I don't want you to forget about the local SEO. So if you have a physical location, mujeres, a ver aquí, pongan atención. If you have a physical location, come back to me. In my teaching days, I would say, okay, guys, come back to me. Let's reel it in here. If you have a physical location for your business, make sure you optimize your website for local searches, including your location inside your content and creating a Google My Business profile. Really important. Really important. Acuérdense que una de las cosas muy importantes que mucha gente no les dice es que tienen que tener su sitio web y crear un perfil en el Google My Business, especialmente si tienes tú una tienda aquí local. Si tienes tú una tienda aquí local, es muy importante que tu tienda esté en el sitio de Google que dice Google My Business. Tienes que tener un perfil fuerte allí para que ayude a mandar a gente. A veces gente anda buscando cosas, por ejemplo, y usan la palabra San Diego, where I am, right? And so that's going to bring up a lot of business, listings. So now let's talk about best practices, because we've covered best practices for SEO, but let's talk about real life examples. One Latina entrepreneur, one mujerpreneur, one of my coaches who has successfully implemented these practices is Maria. And I'm not going to give her last name for the fact that actually it's more privacy. But she's a founder of a boutique skincare line. She wanted a boutique skincare line, meaning not a whole bunch of products, but just enough for her, skincare line to start. Una empresaria latina que ha implementado exitosamente estas prácticas es María, fundadora de una línea de cuidado de piel boutique, ¿verdad? So it's important for us to realize that you need to know your target audience. So Maria knew her target audience after working with me, because one of the things that I do, for those of you who want to know, I'm a Latina biz coach, but I'm niche down, because here's what I do is I actually help you, the mujerpreneur, gain clarity and focus on who you serve so that you can up-level, whether you're brick and mortar to click and order, so that you can begin to rock your 6 figures. And that's critically important. You'd be surprised how many people out there just say, everybody needs my product, I'm just going to throw it out there. And that's true, but not true, not really, right? So we have to get very, very clear. So Maria, she knew her target audience was searching for natural skincare products. So she focused on optimizing her website's content and with relevant keywords and creating a high quality blog with posts that provided value to her audience. And then she reached out to other bloggers and skincare influencers to build links. Remember, I was talking about backlinks, and that helped to increase her visibility. Now, I'm going to say that in Spanish because that's important. María sabía que su público, es importante que sepas a quién le estás vendiendo. Obviamente, todos decimos, hoy yo les voy a vender a todos. Pero les voy a decir, si venden a todos, no venden a nadie. María sabía que su público objetivo estaba buscando productos naturales para el cuidado de la piel. Así que se enfocó en optimizar el contenido de su blog, de su sitio web, con palabras claves relevantes, en crear publicaciones de blog de alta calidad que proporcionarán valor en su audiencia, ¿verdad? Bleh, that's the only thing about speaking Spanish, okay? Side note, speaking Spanish and speaking English, sometimes my brain goes from Spanish to English, and I'm in the middle of speaking one language, and then all of a sudden my brain starts another language, and it's like, no. Anyway, welcome to the world of ADHD. También, we're going back to Spanish, también se acercó a otros bloggers e influencers del cuidado de la piel para construir enlaces y incrementar su visibilidad. So, as a result of her efforts, her website ranking improved significantly, and she has seen an increase in traffic, i.e., then also seen an increase in sales. So by focusing on SEO, keywords, and implementing these best practices that I just shared with you, Maria was able to take her business to the next level. And that's what I want for you. That mujeres chulas, hermosas. That's why I'm here. Yo soy su coach, por eso estoy aquí. Al enfocarse en SEO y implementar estas mejores prácticas, María pudo llevar su negocio al siguiente nivel. And that's what I'm here to help you do, to up-level, so that you can begin to rock your six figures. Now, let's recap. Being an educator, I'm still there. Okay, summary, make sure that, and then I give homework. So SEO is an essential aspect of building a successful online presence for Latina entrepreneurs, for mujerpreneurs. I coined the term mujerpreneurs, so now I'm talking to mujerpreneurs. By focusing on your website's structure and content, conducting keyword research, building links, optimizing for mobile devices, and incorporating local SEO, you can improve your visibility and reach a wider audience. It is very, very simple. Perhaps not really easy because sometimes it takes some thinking, and maybe you're not the one that's writing everything on your website. So maybe you have to be able to communicate with your webmaster. But the point is, together you guys can up your sales if you focus on the SEO optimization. So, mujeres chulas, hermosas, mujerpreneurs, thank you so much for tuning in to today's podcast. And today's episode, I hope you liked it. If you found this information helpful, be sure to follow me on Instagram, or if you're watching me today right here, either right now live or on a replay, make sure you hit the subscribe bell, hit subscribe, then hit the bell so that every time I drop an episode, which is once a week, you will be notified, and then you can listen to it on YouTube, or you can listen to it. This episode will drop next week on all the audio platforms. So the beauty about that is, I don't know if you're like me, but I love listening to podcasts while I'm driving. So if I have to go from point A to point B, then that's what I do. I listen to podcasts. And I just hired my latest coach because of a podcast. So podcasts are a wealth of knowledge. But together we can break barriers and we can achieve entrepreneurial dreams. Acuérdense, aquí estoy para ustedes. Juntas podemos romper barreras y lograr nuestros sueños empresariales. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a DM and I'll answer your questions personally. Drop into my DMs on Instagram, leave me a comment below here on YouTube. And as always, I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, my watchers and my listeners. Gracias, muchas gracias por escuchar este show. Estoy muy agradecida. Les mando muchos besitos y bendiciones. Have a beautiful day. Namaste, everybody. This is Marty Angel signing off. This episode brought to you by Celavive Hydrating and Lifting Sheet Mask. The Celavive Hydrating and Lifting Sheet Mask locks in intense moisture to perfectly prime your skin for restful sleep. Apply this relaxing hydration serum several times a week to pamper yourself and radiate your healthier looking complexion. Sheet masking is all the rage right now. Make it a regular part of your healthy skincare regimen today. Celavive Hydrating and Lifting Sheet Mask. Click the link below and get yours today.